Hi there, my name is Dr. Zita Seshi, and you are welcome to another episode of the Talk with Z. To all my regular subscribers, please forgive me for not posting, okay? I've been going through a lot. I know it is not an excuse, but I'm human. But I'll try my best to be posting regular content, okay? I try my best. I'm not going to make any promises because you know what? Life happens. Now, today I'm going to talk about blackness and biracial people. Okay, why am I going to talk about blackness and biracial people? In the past week, Zendaya is a biracial lady with a black parent. She was tagged to be the first black woman to have won a leading actress role in a drama series at the Emmys, and this particular headline created some contention in the black community. And as a sociologist, who better than me to chime in and share some perspectives when it comes to race, being biracial or being mulatto, and the privileges that comes with being biracial or being a mulatto. All right, guys, let us delve into the analysis. Okay, this is a sociological analysis. I am an expert when it comes to race relations, and the historical experiences of colonialism and slavery. And so I know a lot of people are going to be mad in the comment section. But before you comment and say something disrespectful, I would definitely encourage you go read. Okay, I'm going to put some readings in the comment section so you can read and have a better perspective. When it comes to the topic or the issue of being biracial, I think it is important to situate it within the historical context. I think anyone who is of a mixed blood or is biracial should identify as biracial and not black. I know a lot of people would disagree with me because of the one drop of black blood rule that existed for many years. And so usually when a particular person is mixed with black blood, they tend to identify as black. I believe that the one drop of black blood rule was instituted by white people or the colonizers to give biracial people privilege, because in contemporary times, when we look at blackness, usually white people and other groups tend to accept a person when they are biracial. That is the accepted black. It is called Transcending Blackness. Transcending Blackness is actually a book, so I would encourage you to go on Amazon and buy it. The term transcending blackness means being the acceptable black, not having features that are connected with purely black people. And so people who are of a mixed blood are often the accepted black, and hence it gives them privilege. That is why I believe that it has become important for people who are biracial to identify as biracial and not black, because by identifying as black, it often takes away clear representation of purely black people. For instance, we are going to talk about Barack Obama. Barack Obama is not the first black president. Barack Obama was a biracial president, and his proximity to whiteness is what made him popular and got the dominant group, which is white people in America, to kind of accept him. That is the fact. Again, we can look at the current vice president, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is not black. She is mixed or biracial. Okay, by virtue of being biracial, it was easier for people to accept Kamala Harris as a vice president choice for Joe Biden. Okay, that is the fact. Even beyond politics, okay, when you look at the entertainment industry or advertisement, often when people want to show diversity, especially the inclusivity of black people, they tend, companies, political institutions, brands often tend to choose a biracial person with a black parent or mixed with black as a representation for black people. And that is the contention here, because when organizations, companies, brands, or political institutions want to represent Black people and have diversity, they often tend towards hiring or choosing a mixed candidate as a Black person. And Black people, we tend to accept biracial people. However, for me, my thing is, if I should have a child who is purely Black, she could never connect with Zendaya or Meghan Markle. My experiences as a purely Black woman is not on the same wavelength as the experiences of Meghan Markle and Zendaya. Do not get me wrong, I am not saying that Zendaya or Meghan Markle do not experience oppression. All I'm saying is that our oppression is vastly different, and Meghan Markle or Zendaya needs to understand that they hold privilege because they are biracial and they have proximity to whiteness. Before people start throwing tomatoes at me and going like, oh, Dr. Zita, I disagree with you, let me provide some historical context. Okay, I am originally from Ghana, West Africa, and Ghana was one of the former British colonies. Okay, during the time of colonization, the mulattoes, okay, the children who were the products of the white colonizers and the African women, were the first to be given opportunities to read and write. Actually, in Ghana and in many other African countries that were colonized, missionary schools started because of mulattoes. Okay, missionary schools started because of what? Biracial people, biracial children, which is the children who were the products between the white colonizers and the African women, were the first to be given the opportunity to go to school, to read and write, and therefore mediated as interpreters of the gospel and also in different forms of trade. So it is important to understand the unique position. As a result, biracial people or mulattoes had a better and a higher social class than purely Black people during the context of colonization in Africa. Similar patterns existed during slavery in America. The mulattoes or the biracial group held a higher status than purely Black people. As a scholar, I think it is important to provide some existing literature, okay, to support the assertions I am making. An article published by the University of Chicago, authored by E.B. Reuter, which is titled The Superiority of the Mulatto, states that during the slavery regime, Negroes who gained prominence as preachers, runaway slaves, insurrectionists, and many others were mainly of mixed blood. Okay, I am going to share a link of this particular article in the description for those who want to read it. But however, in the same article, he goes on to say that people of mixed blood have always had privileges than native people across all races and cultures. These are the arguments that the author made. And so I'm going to share a few of the different cultural context or the different groups of people that he referenced and how people of mixed blood tend to have more privilege. Another example cited in this article is in South Africa. In South Africa, people of mixed blood tend to have a higher social class and a better social standard than purely Black people. According to this same article, in North Brazil, the mixed blood group of Portuguese, Indian, and Negro ancestry were on distinctively higher social and intellectual plane than the other Negroes who were native Indians. Okay, now let us keep going with different groups. The same article emphasizes that in Mexico and elsewhere in Central and Southern America, the half breeds form a more or less distinct and separate class that were inferior to the white but distinctively superior to the pure blood natives. Okay, even in the Philippines, the half caste Chinese Moro and the Spanish Moro were seen as advanced and intellectually better than the pure blood natives. All right. The purpose of citing these other references is to emphasize the fact that among all races other than white, people of mixed blood are seen as superior intellectually and of a higher cultural and social status compared to pure blood natives. And so I am not saying that biracial people should identify as biracial because I am trying to gatekeep blackness and deny them of connecting with their black side. However, I am saying that it is important for biracial people to understand the unique position that they occupy as biracial people and how their proximity to whiteness or to being a lighter skin puts them in a place of privilege. I believe that the biracial people with black blood who identify as solely black often subvert and takes away from the horrific and the burden of being black, because I can never compare my lived experiences as a purely black woman to that of Meghan Markle or Zendaya. You know, I cannot. And if I should have a daughter who is purely black, I don't think she can connect to the experiences of her biracial friends if she goes to school. That is the purpose of this video, that I understand that society and historically white colonizers instituted the drop of black blood rule, which tend to make biracial people often identify as black. However, by identifying as black, they tend to ignore the privileges that comes with being biracial and being the accepted black. Biracial people's proximity to whiteness gives them privilege, and often when political institutions, brands, big companies, and fashion houses or even the entertainment industry are looking for a black representative, they often choose a biracial candidate unless it is for the role of a slave or it is for the role of a warrior. That is when they would choose a purely black person. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. What are your thoughts? Do you think that the experiences of purely black people can be connected to the experiences of biracial people? And do you think that biracial people should identify as black if they have a black parent, or they should identify as biracial, which is a unique racial category which gives them privilege, but at the same time makes biracial people oppressed in relation to whiteness or whatever their other racial category is besides black. My name is Dr. Zita. This episode is sponsored by my cosmetic brand Zesh Cosmetics. I'm currently wearing the saddle brown matte lipstick and a touch of the Cocoa Shine lip gloss. Kindly use the link in the description to get to my Amazon stores and support my brand Zesh Cosmetics. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on another episode of The Talk with Z. Until then, do take care of yourself, and do not forget, when you have privilege, acknowledge your privilege and believe that your privilege gives you a better life chance compared to other people. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.